Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to Apex Racing TV's coverage of round number 12 of SimRace's Asia Proto-GT Series here at Barber Motorsports Park in the USA. My name's Scott Newton, and alongside me today is Samuli Kermo. Welcome, Samuli, and looking at today's track combo with the prototype, the Corvette GT1 and the GT3s, what are your thoughts heading into today's race?
Thanks Scott, and hello everyone. Yeah, it's nice to be actually back here for the second time this week. We used to run this series track on the PSRTC with the Porsches, and it's surprisingly good track for racing. It's not used that much these days, but it still makes for great racing in here.
So taking a look at the championship standings from the last round in the prototype division, Ross Rizzo currently leads for Pro Force Racing on 405 points, still in front of Yasmin Yali for Wylab Motorsport on 373. Steve Callahan currently third on 328 points. Federico Taxerio for Macau Sim Racing on 303 points, and rounding out the top five is Kevin Wang for Archipelago Racing. In the GT1 standings, Katarina Boafia has overtaken Joost de Vries for Archipelago Racing on 344 points, and the last round winner, Koen Klopman, for Scuderia Leone, moves up into second place on 270 points. Joost de Vries still currently third on 264 points, tied with DK Lee for iRacing Korea, and running out the top five is Andika Ramabaluna for Archipelago Racing. In the GT3 standings, Ahmad Nirazam has overtaken Benjamin Hackison at the conclusion of the last round, so Nirazam leads currently on 239 points, Hackison on 230, Abirfidi Pritra on the podium place at the moment, 222 points. Indra Farianto currently fourth on 209 points, and Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira running at the top five for Macau Sim Racing. In the team championship, Wylab Motorsport is slowly increasing their gap each round, but they currently lead on 1,042 points over Macau Sim Racing in second place on 934 points. Pro Force Racing closing the gap on 889 points, Archipelago Racing fourth on 545 points, and iRacing Korea rounding out the top five.
Thanks Scott. And looking at the entry sheet on the session right now, I don't think I see even one GT1 driver in here. Are you seeing the same?
Yeah, looking at the names, I'm actually not seeing any GT1 drivers. I could be wrong, but yeah, just looking at the timing screen at the moment, I don't see any. GT1s, maybe they have Nürburgring 24-hour commitments, which is running alongside this event as well, so maybe they have other commitments.
Yeah, that is most likely the case. I think I saw Coin Clubman in the practice sessions earlier this week at least, so he might be in there. But let's at least hope we get a few of them in here as well, because this should be a fun race, fun track on the GT1s as well.
Yeah, definitely. They've still got 2 minutes left to join if this session allows them, as this is a tournament session. Reason being is this is a reverse top 10 race, so half of the points from the qualifying are counted to your final result, and the other half of it distributed from the result of the race, so that it prevents people going to the back end of the top 10 and starting on the pole position. So we'll just have to wait and see exactly what the qualifying times were from the previous session.
But I'm guessing it's still split by classes, so that prototypes will start in front of the GT3s. Is that correct?
It will be top 10 of everyone. So I think maybe there might be a GT3 on the pole position. But yeah, looking at the field, there's, I would say, 5 to 6 GT1, sorry, prototypes. So yeah, there might be a couple of GT3s ahead of the radicals. So that would make for an interesting first lap, given that the pace difference between the fastest GT3s and the quickest radicals are just roughly about 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap.
Yeah, but still also looking at the fastest times, the prototypes, they're all very close to each other. Rosa Rizzo has set the fastest time by quite a margin at 17.8, but the rest of them are in the mid-18s, so that should provide a very close racing in there. With the GT3s, we do have Luis Palou and Oliveira in the mid to high 20s, but behind them is a good nice battle pack with Alef, Norazan, Brook and Thompson in the 21s. So I think we're in for some good racing here.
Yeah, most definitely. Just waiting for the cars to grid up now. It's got about 50 seconds left before they start the pace lap. I'll just have to see. I'm actually able to take you through the qualifying results, so I'll do that right now. So on the pole position, it looks as though that we do have 3 GT3s in the first 2 rows. So Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira on the pole position, 121.1. Alongside him is Ahmad Nirazam. Third place is Lou Palagelon, Matthew Clowett for Pro Force Racing, Federico Texeria, pin number 5, Steve Callahan, pin number 6, Kevin Wang, Archipelago Racing starts 7th, Yasmin Yali starts pin number 8. Yeah, Ross Rizzo starting pin number 9, Abirafidi Putra running out the top 10. Muhammad Alif starts on the 6th row. Alongside him is George Johnson. Lachlan Crowe for Delta Simsport, pin number 13. Benjamin Brook in pin number 14. Nuno Tang in pin number 15. Sean Thompson for Pro Force Racing. Indra Ferrianto, Simon Chen, Simon Jorge Sanchez, Nathan Mankey, Hugo Silva Jr., Mark Lang, starting pin number 20, pin number 21. Unfortunately, pin number 22 doesn't show up on the overlay, but Andrew Ambadar rounds out the field in P number 23.
Thanks for that. Yeah, looks like my overlay here is a bit messed up, so I'm not sure who is where. But
Yeah.
it should sort out once we get the race underway.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and who was that? A leaf having a little bit of sideways moment through that tight chicane.
Yeah, there are many. I'm just gonna see whether the leader is coming up to the through sector 3 at the moment. But yeah, it should be a quite a fantastic race. Pit stops involved. Expecting the GT3s to come in around about 25 minutes, but as the pace cars nearing the entry to the pit lane, and Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira will lead the field through the second last turn, and just waiting for the green flag. And we're off, so yeah, it looks as though that Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira got a great start. Just see in the background that they're trying to go 2-3 wide through turn number 1, quite tricky through there, but it looks as though that everyone's managed to get through there safely. Oh, we've got a spinner off in the back. It was one of the Audis. I'm not exactly sure who that was, but
It's Ambadar.
okay, so yeah, Ambadar gathering it back up, but oh, we've had a Delta Sim Sport driver as well getting into an incident. Was it Lachlan Crowe?
Yes, there was someone else involved as well, I believe.
But yeah, apart from that, everyone else having a clean start. So yeah, everyone just trying to get into a rhythm around this very tight circuit.
Yeah, that incident we mentioned, it started with the Putra run wide out of the turn 4 onto the grass, lost the back end and spun back to the traffic. So that's why he also is way back in the field.
Was that with Crow, or was that with...
Yeah, with Crow. Yeah, Crow got collected in that one.
Okay. Yeah, moving back up the front. Got Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira leading lap 1. Lou Palagallon just 3 tenths back at the end of the first lap, but he's got a couple of radicals in Frederica Texeria and Matthew Clowett right in behind them. Be very surprised if Frederica doesn't make the move. Goes deep under brakes, but Gallon defending very well. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if the radicals go up very quickly, but yeah, going into was it turn number 6, very tight there, and really only one line, or really only single file that can fit through there safely. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that the radicals aren't going up, or making their way through the traffic, but everyone's just trying to play it safe out there for the first 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's very difficult, but like here, this section might be good for radicals, because you have plenty of room to work with, and they have way more grip through these corners, so it should be possible for radicals to just dive in and make the pass here. But perhaps not for the turn 1, because this is very treacherous corner, because it drops away from you, and it's very easy to lose the car here.
I just also
now
see
that yeah, here comes Texra. He was taking a look at Louis Gallon, was not quite able to keep up with him. Now looking again.
But yeah, that also brings in Matthew Clowett and Ross Rizzo for Proforce Racing. We've seen that Ross has actually made it past Matthew Clowett, so he's up into 4th place. He'll be itching to get past 3 cars in front of him, so he's definitely on the charge at the moment. He's the quickest on the track at the moment, last time by 19.4, so we'll just have to wait and see how quickly he can move through the traffic. But Looking a bit
Okay,
further
Teixeira
back.
got a good run here. He might be able to take the outside line. Oh, makes a contact. Spins around. Almost collects Rizzo. Now he's in a really bad spot.
Yeah, definitely he's trying to turn it around as safely as he can. But yeah, that'll move up Rizzo into pin number 3.
And Teixeira finally gets moving.
Yeah, he's back in pin number 17. So whether he decides to take the pit now, depending on his pace compared to the GT3 guys, yeah, he can actually pit when he wants. I also see that Yasmin Yali's also taken to the pit lane as well, with a 1.5 second stop. So surprised to see that Yali has taken the early pit stop, given that he's usually one of the latest to pit. So
it might be that he has also struggling with the traffic and just decided to avoid it altogether. Meanwhile, Ross Rizzo didn't waste any time getting past Gallon, and now he's already set his sight for the first placed man, Oliveira. Not quite close enough this time, but Oliveira makes a big mistake, runs wide, spins at the same place as Teixeira last time. Doesn't lose quite as much time as Teixeira and is able to carry on. I don't think he loses more than one place to Clowets.
Yeah, Lopez de Oliveira rejoined back in 6th place.
Yes, 6th overall, but second in his class.
Yeah, so I think that's just his teammate behind him, Armand Newzam. So yeah, just running in too deep there, and yeah, it's a very, very dangerous spot there. As he's found out the hard way, but yeah, he'll be back up, trying to close up on Lou Palagellon for the overall in the GT3 class.
Yeah, and I can tell you that Teixeira has pitted this lap. Most likely going to take this chance to do some repairs on his car as well.
Just looking further back, battle for pin number 15, Birafiti Putra and I think that's Indra Ferianto. Just battling in the GT3 class. Putra was able to close in about a second of the lap last time around, so should be able to make it through quickly if he's able to get alongside. Coming into the back part of the circuit now. Yeah, not able to get the decent run, but Ferianto doing a stellar job defending there and just holding his position.
I believe they are teammates, aren't they not?
I think. Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, just looking at the overlay, I think Ferianto's in the blue car and yeah, Putra's in the white car. So yeah, I think they are pretty similar liveries. So yeah, they are teammates. Looking at that. Who's that behind them? That's Yasmin Yali as well. Fighting his way back through the traffic now. Well, Yali, despite all the traffic, was only 3/10 off Rizzo last time around. So Rizzo has made it past Lou Palagellon as well as Clowet, Steve Callahan, and Kevin Wong. So Kevin's made a huge gain up into 2nd place overall as well. So it's good to see him up on the podium spots.
Yeah, and I can tell you that now that the top 4 of the prototypes have made it past and the slower traffic, this is exactly what Yasserin Yali did not need, because right now he is in the traffic, while the rest of the guys are able to just run their laps. So I don't think this early pit stop worked out for him at all.
Looking further back as well, battle for pin number 11 between Benjamin Brook and Simon Hoy Sanchez. Sanchez making a mistake on the exit of turn 1 and into turn 2 and runs wide. Fortunately, Benjamin Brook was able to get through on that one, but yeah, definitely unfortunate for Sanchez. He's taken the toe back to the pit lane.
Yeah, that's a hard contact, and he definitely has some engine damage there. But that's what I was talking about the turn 1. It's very tricky because it it can catch you out of it can catch you by surprise by just letting your car run way too wide, and then you're in the curve on the curbs, which will very easily turn you around.
Also looking further back up the field for pin number 10. Overall, battle between Nuno Tang and George Johnson. So Nuno Tang doing a great job at the moment. He was 3/10 slower the last time around, so looking to close back up. He's currently up six positions from his 5 positions from his starting position at the start of the race. Still got a long way to go. Expecting the pit stop phase for the GT3s to open up in about 5 or 6 minutes time, so that's when we'll start to see the GT3s coming through the pit lane. But yeah, the prototypes will be pitting much later into the race.
Another good battle we have going on is for the third overall between Matthew Clowett and Stephen Callahan. Callahan is only 2/10 behind Clowett here. As Clowett makes mistakes, goes sideways, can he recover? No. And touch the wall.
Yeah, he manages to find the wall. He's just in a very dangerous place. He's just
and bumps the wall again.
Yeah, just doing his 10-point turn to recover the car. But yeah, definitely unfortunate for Matthew Clowett, who was in a strong position on the podium. But yeah, just clips the curb on the inside of was it turn number 14? And oh sorry, that was turn number 11.
Turn number 13, 13, I believe.
13. Yeah, so
also he went off in the turn number 15.
Okay,
it looks like
yeah,
he might be carrying some damage because that carbon fiber front end of the radical is very fragile, and you can very easily get tire damage or suspension damage if you bump one of the front corners.
Yeah, could he also have floor damage as well? Given the ride height of the radical's much lower than the GT3s as well. Given that he hit a significant curb as well in turn number 13.
Usually with this, it's the sideboards that are biggest issue, and here he spins around in the turn 8. Takes too much of the curb and lifts off the car and loses control. But yeah, with this car, the sideboards are surprisingly the ones that you need to look out for when going over the curbs, because any damage there will significantly slow down the car.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like Clowett currently in 5th place in class, but also 15th place overall. But yeah, he's taken to the pit lane to take his free fast repair. So he'll come down the pit lane. Should be roughly about a 20 to 25 second pit lane time. So he'll be back out. I think he'll come out just in front of Mark Lang as well.
Oh, look at this for 10th place overall between Tang and Thompson. Thompson is really pushing hard, taking the inside line into turn 5. Is he able to hold it? Just makes it. As Tang runs a little bit wide out of the corner.
Yeah, great job from Thompson there. Just going into turn 5, deep under brakes, and last time around, Thompson was 2 seconds quicker than Tang last time around. So whether Tang had a small mistake or whether he was caught up in traffic for some reason, but yeah, Thompson through and up into 10th place.
Yeah, I was watching Thompson go through the first section on that lap, and he was definitely pushing hard. Just barely able to keep it on the track.
But yeah, so the gap between Thompson and his next competitor, George Johnson's about
2.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's about 2.4 on my timing screen. So yeah, Thompson definitely closing very, very hard. I just noticed that it's gone down the gap between 2 and 3 tenths just in this sector alone. So yeah, Thompson to Johnson last time around was about 1.2 seconds. So within, I would say, the next 2 to 3 laps, he'll be right on the tail of Johnson.
Meanwhile, behind them, Tang is now under attack from Brook and Putra. So Tang is definitely struggling with the pace, as he makes a slight mistake in the turn 9, gets a little bit loose there over the curb, but he's able to just maintain it and not lose any position this time around.
Just going on board with Benjamin Brook, as he's made a mistake going through turn number 12, and he lets Abirafiti Putra take position. So Putra up into pin number 8 in the GT3s, but also 12th overall. So yeah, Putra doing a great job at the moment. Last time around he was, just as I cross the line now, he was only 2 tenths quicker than Nuno Tang last time around, but a second quicker than Benjamin Brook. So yeah, definitely a great battle forming up in the midfield for the GT3s.
Yes, and in the GT3 lead we still have Luis Palo Galon completely on his own. His last lap was 21.1, which is 8 tenths faster than the second best Oliveira at 21.9. So he's really running away with this race right now. I'm not sure if he's lighter on the fuel or if he's just that happy with the car. Oh, what happened? Sean Thompson. He's gone off in the turn 8 or turn 7.
Just bring up a replay of that. I'm just going to have to back it up just that little bit more as we caught the end of that. Just going on the exit of turn number 5. I think that is. So who was that in front of him? It was might have been one of the YLab cars, but yeah, it just takes too much of the curb on the entry and hasn't got it slowed down enough for the second part of the curb there, and unfortunately tags the wall on the exit there. So all that hard work that Thompson did in the first part of the race has pretty much been undone, and he's back in 14th place behind Indra Frianto.
Yeah, that section is very challenging, especially with a car like Audi, which is not great over the bumps. So you really have to be very careful there. You can use the inside curb on the turn 8, which is the left side curb, but you really want to avoid the inside curb on the turn 7 and turn 9 if you are not perfectly confident that your car can take it.
So yeah, looking further back up the front, we got Abirafiti Putra for YLab Motorsport all over the back of Nuno Tang in the Audi. I think that this would be a BMW suited track, as the downforce of the BMW would be much stronger here, as Tang's defending very, very hard across the line now.
Yeah, also we had Putra make a slight mistake in the turn 15, ran a little bit wide. Also here at turn 2, not quite the perfect line. And I think Putra is able to make a move here.
See whether he makes a move. Yeah, he's going for it. He's hard on the brakes,
Yeah,
going into turn number 5. Yeah, he's got it. So great job from Preacher there, up into P number 6 in class, but in the top 10 overall. But it looks as though the Nuno Tang's trying to fight back, heading into turn 7. But Preacher's on the defensive, and yeah, gets the position done.
It's very risky to make a move into that corner, especially if you're on the outside.
Yeah, it's really only one line through there, as we've seen, with cars heading off there.
And here comes Brook. Takes a look into the blind left-hander of turn 12, but thinks better of it and waits for a better opportunity. Maybe here. Oh, they almost come together as Tang moves in to protect the inside line here. And Tang runs wide on the turn 16 again. He's definitely struggling with the car.
Yeah, definitely. Tang was about a second a lap slower last time around compared to Benjamin Brook, so shouldn't be too long before Brook is able to get up and pass. But looks as though that Tang got a very, very good exit out of turn number 2, and is able to hold on the position.
Yeah, but on the entry, his car was still all over the place. So, I mean, on my screen the car looks fine, but I can't imagine the car being so difficult to drive unless there is some damage.
Yeah, with the weather conditions at the moment, we've got 26 ambient, partly cloudy skies with 55% humidity and a light 3 km/h of wind. But Sam, I was going to ask what the track's temperature was as well.
The track is currently 30 degrees, so it's warm, but it's not as high as it could be. I don't think it should cause any major issues yet.
Yeah, so looks as though that Tang's just trying to, Brook goes into the pits, just trying to maybe force the undercut, and trying to jump Tang in the pit stop phase. So he looks as though he's the first to blink of the GT3s. We should see cars coming in very, very soon, as we're just about to approach halfway. We've still got 23 minutes to go of this race, but yeah, the pit stops will be happening very, very soon for the GT3s.
Yeah, it'll be a good reference time to see how long it takes for Brook. 14.8 seconds. So I believe that is tires as well.
I think fuel goes in first and then tires, as they are separated. So obviously you need to take fuel to the end, but yeah, the tires are separate from the fuel. So looks as though that this is fuel only for Benjamin Brooks. So a bit of a longer stop initially, but I think just with pitting a couple of minutes earlier, forced that couple of extra seconds held in the box. So he'll be pushing hard on towards the end this race, trying to close up on Nuno Tang and trying to make up into the top 10.
Yeah, looking at the front, we still have Roseriso with 12.7 second gap over Kevin Huang. And well, Callahan is only 4.7 seconds behind Huang on third. So we must still see some battles there. And Luis Calon still leading with the GT3s with the sizable. That is 7 seconds over Yasin Riali and 3.5 seconds over Oliveira. So 10 second lead on the GT3s.
Just having a look at the pit lane time for Yasmin Yali, because he is the first one to have pitted. Sorry, the leader of the drivers that have pitted, and he's currently 43 seconds behind Ross Rizzo in the lead. But just having a look at his pit lane time was only 23.
Also had, yeah, we had Alif pitting this lap, and his time was 14.9, which is only 10th slower than Benjamin Brooks. So it's going to be around that for the pit stop service.
yeah, we'll just have to wait and see whether some of the GT3 drivers can eke it out. Maybe have a slightly quicker pit stop, but yeah, it looks as though that it hasn't worked out for Yasmin Yali. He'll be, I would say, on the third step of the podium, looking at the current gaps between Yali and Callahan, but that'll be a very, very close battle towards the end once Callahan pits. But I think Yali is looking solidly for a top 4 finish, maybe even a podium position.
Yeah, it will be a challenge for him to go for a second, but the third place, yeah, he should be able to get the third place on the pit stops unless he gets delayed by the traffic. And that is Luis Calon who he can see right in front of him.
Having a look further back, on board with Sean Thompson at the moment, currently recovering in 13th place behind Indra Ferrianto. Last time around, Sean Thompson closed in on Ferrianto by 0.8 of a second, so whether he's coming up to a pit stop, we don't know just yet, but no, he decides to take it around for another lap, so they're just about to start lap number 18. And just in that last sector, he closed up about a tenth and a half. We see that Federico Textori is also in the pit lane as well, so whether he's had to take fuel or Tyres has had a slow stop, or whether he's had a speeding penalty, so we'll just have to wait and see.
He had an incident into turn 7. He went across the field and might have gotten some damage in there. Also received a slowdown penalty.
But yeah, Ferrianto last time around was only just under a tenth and a half slower than Sean Thompson, so always Thompson closes up really quickly, but yeah, catches the curb and tries to get on the power, but yeah, just oversteers on the exit of turn number 8. So yeah, that mistake has cost him quite a lot. Get back out to 2.5 seconds. So looks as though that Sean Thompson's pushing very, very hard, but just unfortunately making those small errors as he's trying to recover from where he was.
Yeah, looking at his pace that he's been running all the race, I think he will be able to catch up with Varianto again fairly quickly. But then it's a matter of making the pass without really going off the track. As we see, who's that, Nurasam rejoined the track just behind Thompson.
Also, we had Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira tour through the pit lane as well. 17.1 second pit stop for him. So yeah, he's definitely got the feel to the end, because he's the driver with the longest pit stop at the moment.
Yeah, and Oliveira really timed well because he was able to exit just ahead of Varianto. And now that we need the fresh tires, I mean, no, they are not taking tires, but still. That worked out
yeah,
for him.
I'd also say that Nurasam. Apologies for that.
Yeah, Nurasam currently coming under attack, runs a little bit wide to the from exit of turn 11. Has to drop back behind. Who was that? That's yeah.
That Kevin?
Yeah, that's Kevin Juan. They've been lapping them as Kevin Juan comes to pits as well with behind Thompson.
I also noticed that Nurasam is at the quickest. Oh, sorry, the second quickest pit stop in the GT3s behind Louis Palagallon with a 12.9 second stop. So looks as though the Gallon's pushing the fuel limit to as low as he can get it. So we'll just have to wait and see where Rizzo, Callahan, and Rizzo and Callahan decide to pit. Just with the amount of time that is left, because it can force the extra lap, as we've seen on previous SRA races where it can cut some of the drivers out. So we'll just have to wait and see. We've still got 16.25 minutes to go.
Yeah, I was watching Thompson's pit entry, and he doesn't let up. Even on the pit lane, he was pushing really hard, and there was practically no room left between himself and the wall. Almost got up to Varianto. But now they're back on the track, Varianto has exited quite ahead of Thompson. Varianto had a way faster pit stop.
Yeah, he had a 4-second quicker pit stop, so if Thompson hadn't either may have put extra fuel in, or whether he made a slight mistake on the pit entry or the exit, would have been right up to the back of Frianto, but I reckon that Thompson will be very, very close towards the end of the race. We've still got just over 15 minutes to go, so 2/3 of the race, 2/3 of the race completed. We've still got Ross Rizzo currently leading on his 22nd lap, 27 seconds clear of Steve Callahan. So it looks as though that Rizzo's just cruising around there now.
Yeah, we have Rizzo and Callahan. They are the only two cars who have not pitted so far, I think. Sanchez comes into pits, but he is way down in the 20th overall, and 2 laps down. I believe he was involved in one of the early incidents, and now he goes 3 laps down.
Yeah, just looking at the closest battle at the moment, Nuno Tang and Benjamin Brook, but Nuno Tang was just letting through the radical of who is that? Looks like Yali.
I think it's Yali. Yeah, it's Yali.
So yeah, so Yali makes it past the battle for P number 11 and 12, but yeah, Brook looks as though that he's got past Nuno Tang within the space of the last couple of laps. So we unfortunately missed that one, but we'll just have to wait and see until they cross the line now. As the times, Nuno Tang only lost about a 10th.5 last time around, so battle definitely hotting up for 11th and 12th in the closing stages of the race.
And you can also see the different lines they take through the turn 2. Nuno Tang taking much tighter line, focusing on the exit, and it looks like he's able to catch just slightly going into the turn 5 braking zone. Not quite close enough this time around, but we'll see what happens in the next few laps.
Yeah, definitely. We're just on board with Nuno at the moment, just through this tricky turn 7 and 8 section, taking that inside left-hand curve there. He goes actually over it, definitely trying to maximise the track width that he is able to use. So definitely trying to close up, push hard, as he's getting really, really close to Benjamin Brook, and he runs just that little bit wide, heading into 14 and 15. Just sweeps it back in and round for turn number 16. Runs a little bit wide on the apex there, but yeah, it's currently up 3 positions from his grid position in the start. So yeah, only lost a 10th to Benjamin Brook the last time around. Gap still 6/10 of a second. Battle for P number 7 in class.
Let's see, do we have any other battles going on?
The other
behind
closest
them
battle
it's
at the moment.
Yeah, it's the Varianto and Thompson. It's another close one.
Yeah, gap between those two drivers at the moment is about 7/10 of a second at the moment. Thompson able to close in about 1.3 seconds the last time around, so shouldn't be too long until Thompson gets really, really close into the entry of turn 8, but yeah, gap down, closing down rapidly at the moment. It's only just over 4.5 tenths of a second as they're heading up into turn 13 now. Thompson just runs a little bit wide on the entry there, but now there's a back up and through 14 and 15. Runs it out wide and cuts back in. You want to stay to the right for the final corner just to set it up for the exit there, as the gap's just down to 3/10 of a second as they cross the line and into turn 1. Shouldn't be too long until as Thompson goes deep under brakes into turn 2, trying to get a good exit into 3. 3 number 4 flat out. Ferriento on the defensive as Thompson goes deep under brakes into turn number 5 and gets the job done into pin number 12. Oh, sorry, into 13th.
Good move there by Thompson. Ferriento was a little bit too late on the defense and wasn't able to cover the inside line. And now he has to move on the attack and try to get back at Thompson.
But yeah, the gap's opened up to just over half a second now, so it looks as though that, barring any mistakes here, Sean should be able to close the gap up to Nuno Tang, who was... the gap in front of him is about 4.2 seconds, but with the amount of laps to go, I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Thompson's able to close back up to Nuno Tang with about 4 to 5 minutes to go. As we've just under the 10-minute mark now.
Yeah, behind the tank there's also it's at the radical behind them, which might also cause some issues for what the guys. Who is that? That's Texera.
Yeah, so he's currently 7 laps down on the leaders, but whether he'll put up too much of a fight as he looks as though that he's trying to make his way back up past Nuno Tang. He just falls back in line through number 7.
When you're 7 laps down, you really don't want to take any chance and take out your opponents who are way ahead of you on the field, because your effect will be out of the race at this point.
Yes, Texera.
Yeah, looks like Tank is in the room.
Yeah, he's much quicker than Texera in the radicals, so just doesn't want to put up too much of a fight, as it will cost even more time if they start fighting. So just due to the tricky nature of the circuit, but yeah, Texera all over the back of that Benjamin Brook in pin number 10. So looks as though he's up on the inside heading into turn 1 and unlapping himself. Oh, sorry, gaining one of those laps back that he is down on those drivers. Looking up into the battle for pin number 3 at the moment, looks as though that the battle between Kevin Wang, Yasmin Yali and Steve Callahan has closed up quite significantly.
Yeah, they've just pitted.
Yeah, so Yali all over the back of Callahan at the moment. We've missed the pit stop for Callahan and Rizzo, but yeah, they have both pitted, and Yali up into 3rd place. So Yali definitely looking strong for the 2nd place at the moment, as last time Steve Callahan pitted. So last time around wasn't exactly representative of what his times actually are. So as they cross the line now, it looks as though that Callahan was on the outlap. Yali did a 20.6 last time around, but Callahan did a 30.2, so that was in the second half of his outlap. Oh, sorry, his outlap of his pit stop. So, but yeah, Yali definitely all over the back as Callahan runs a little bit wide, but able to get on the power much earlier and defend the position there. Just holding on to that 2nd place there.
Yeah, this is really when Yali needs to make the move. even if you're not taking any fuel or tires, that pit stop still breaks your rhythm, cool down the tires a little bit, and it takes a moment to get back up to speed. So this is when Jolly needs to make the attack.
Yeah, just also looking at Yali's car as well. I may have spotted some side pod damage on the right hand side towards the number plate there. So we'll just have to wait and see how that affects Yali as they're about to cross the line now to start lap number 29. A bit of traffic in front of them as Callahan makes his way past. Just have as the Merc smartly gets out of the way. As see that Kevin Wong's closing up as well with the fighting that these two are having as well. So definitely a very, very close battle for the bottom two steps of the podium.
Yeah, and about that damage on Jolly's car, I believe it happened a while ago already, so I don't think it has any effect on his lap time.
Okay, so Callahan able to extend the gap 1/10 of a second last time around. Rizzo currently 35 seconds in front, and yeah, just in his own league really. Pretty much dominated this race. 27 laps led out of the 30.
Oh, Kevin Huang went off. Hard impact. I believe that is in... where is that?
He had damage before that, so it looks as though that he's had some damage.
Let me take a look. Yeah, he definitely has some damage, and that might have caused the loss of control.
Oh, he just lost it on, was it the exit of turn number 5 there, and collected, was that lap car that was letting everyone, or the leaders through?
Yeah, that Mercedes.
The Martini livery Mercedes. So yeah,
that's
definitely
Ali.
unfortunate for that's true. So looks as though that Wang's been back in the pits as well. He's back in 12th place overall.
He most likely had the mandatory repairs. It was too damaged to race.
Yeah, maybe he had a black fire from the stewards, so yeah, that will force him down further. But in terms of the championship, he'll still have a decent result within the class. So only the top 3 are currently radicals at the moment. So as we're coming up to the closing stages, final 3 minutes of this race is.
And what that has also caused is that Ale is currently running 3rd in the GT3s, but after that damage is clearly struggling with the car, and now we have Putra attacking him, so we might see a battle happening here in the closing stages of the race.
Just gone on board with Putra at the moment as he's up on the inside there, and it looks as though he's gotten past leave. So as he has a bit of an oversteer moment, but yeah, definitely a daring move there from Putra, and manages to get up into 3rd place in the GT3 standings. So definitely doing a stellar job, up 3 positions from his starting position. And it was pretty much a critical move, only with 2 minutes to go. So I would say that they've only really got 2 laps to go.
Yeah, with 1 minute 20 lap times, that is 2 laps to go.
See where our current leader is at the moment. He's coming out of turn 5. So yeah, I think that there's probably 2 laps to go from here, from where we are. So yeah, the battle for 2nd place at the moment has stayed very, very similar. Callahan opening up the gap about 0.2 last time around. Gap currently 1.4 seconds. Benjamin Brook has closed right up to Nuno Tang, or was Tang already passed?
I believe Tang was ahead, though Brook has been behind Tang for the past few laps, at least.
Yeah, so that's another great battle forming up. Just entering the final minute of the race. Looks as though that Rizzo's possibly started the final lap. Have to wait and see, but
Yeah, we got 40 seconds on the clock, so this should be the final lap.
Looks as though that Yali's got a bit of traffic ahead, so definitely crucial for Callahan to hold on to that second place. Is that one of the white lap cars, or is that one of the
Yeah,
Meccano
that's
cars?
Nurasam, but he is
Nurazam,
receiving
so
blue flag, so he's just moving over.
yeah. So yeah, the gap still 1.3 seconds at the moment. So
Oh, and we still have battle for 10th place overall. No, sorry, that's... Who was that? 14th and 15th, 13th and 14th with Oliver and Amdabar.
but yeah, it looks as though that we've got the white flag. So Ross Rizzo for Pro Force Racing around the final corner takes the win for Pro Force Racing, and round number 12 of Sim Racers Asia Proto-GT Series. So full congratulations to him. Got a long wait to see whether Callahan is able to hold off Yali at the moment.
But we did
the
have a
moment.
GT3 leader, Galon, coming across the finish line as well, with one lap down. Great drive from him as well.
Yeah, solid result for Louis Palagallon, but looks as though that Callahan is able to hold off Yasmin Yali to take second place, and Yali running up the podium. So congratulations to those guys as well. Just seeing who is still on the track. It looks as though that Benjamin Brook is still behind Nuno Tang at the moment. Heading through turn 12 and 13. Running the final corner now. Looks as though that Nuno Tang's been able to hold off Benjamin Brook as Brook runs wide, but yeah, Nuno Tang, strong result for him. Pin number 9 overall, but 6th in class, so stellar job from him. And Brook crosses in 7th. Brianto for Wildlab Motorsport finishes 8th, and solid result for him as well. It just looks as though that everyone else is on their outlap as well. So
Yeah, seems like that's the race results. But I must say, it was pretty good result from Yali. It looked like the pit stop wasn't going to work, but he was still able to make the top 3. Maybe he would be happier if he was able to get past Callahan, but Callahan really picked up the pace once Yali was behind him.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was actually surprised that Yali was able to get back up into third, but he's done a stellar job for his team, finishing on the bottom step of the podium. But
yeah, and we have Galon with some well-deserved donuts on the main straight.
and just as I cut to him, yeah, he just rejoins the pits. So yeah, stellar job from him, taking the win in the GT3 standings. Yeah, solid result from him, and should move him up much closer to the championship lead if he's not already. I'm just going to have a look at the championship at the moment. Where is he? I think he is. Oh, I can't even see. Yeah, he should be well within the top 5 now, given his strong results today. So, but yeah, going to take you through the results for round number 12 of Sim Racer's SRA Proto-GT Series at Barber Motorsports Park. Ross Rizzo takes the win, 37 seconds ahead of Steve Callahan. Running at the podium is Yasmin Yali for Wildlife Motorsport. Lou Pellegallon takes the win in GT3 class. Behind him was Manurazam Murafeti Putra rounds out the podium. And for Wildlife Motorsport as well, solid result from him. Muhammad Alif taking 7th place overall. George Johnson, pin number 8. Nuno Tang, very, very strong result from him. And Benjamin Brook running at the top 10. Intraferiento for Wildlife Motorsport, pin number 11. Sean Thompson recovered to pin number 12. Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira must have had an issue throughout the race. He was running strong, but finds himself P number 13 overall. Andrew Abadar, after his first corner issues, recovers to 14th. Nathan Mankey finishes 15th for Pro Force Racing. Mark Lang finishes 16th for Archipelago Racing. Lachlan Crowe finishes 17th for Delta Sim Sport. Hugo Silva Jr. Finishes P number 18. Simon Hawaii Sanchez finishes 19th, and Kevin Wang, with his issues that he had, finishes 20th. And also Federico Texeria 21st, 7 laps down, and Matthew Cloyett DNF'd, finishing P number 22, and DKLA didn't take the start, so that rounds out your field.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if we have anyone for the interviews. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes. Just going to ask quickly what was coming up in terms of broadcast for Apex Racing TV over the course of the next week, if you have that on hand as well.
Well, tonight we have the European supercars, V8 supercars, coming at 1800 GMT. That's definitely something you want to watch. It has been great racing for the past few weeks. It's every second week, and can't remember from top of my head from where we are tonight. But also tomorrow, 16:45 GMT, we have the IMSA. That has been also very popular. Plenty of good racing there. In the evening, tomorrow at 20 UK time, which is the GMT +1, we have the PSR MX5. Half an hour after that at 20:30. That is saying GMT. Well, it's a Club 73 with Kias and Yatas multi-class racing. And on Monday, we are back with the hugely popular Porsche Cup broadcast at 19:30 GMT. But I believe that is actually 19:50 GMT because the session opens at 19:45 GMT. Let's see, do we have the SRC this week? No, I don't think we have. But then again, then it follows with the Formula Renault 2.0 and also the PSRTC on Thursday with the Kias and Porsches.
Just like to clarify as well that the European V8 Supercar Championship was at Twin Ring Motegi East at night. So that should be a very, very fun and exciting track. Or very, very exciting race, and definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, looks like we don't have anyone joining for interviews, maybe because everyone is busy practicing for the Nürburgring 24 hours, which should be getting underway soon if it's not already.
Yeah, definitely all the iRacing Grand Prix World Championship series is currently happening as well, so I'm about to duck over that way, but yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks very much, Sam, for coming along for this race and joining me. Very much appreciated. Just having a look at where we are next week for SimRacer's SRA Proto-GT Series. We are at the beautiful circuit of Brands Hatch Grand Prix layout, so definitely looking forward to that one. The Radical's definitely looking strong for that one next week, as that'll be a very much a high downforce circuit. But the GT ones will be very, very close behind. But any closing thoughts, Sam?
Another very good race here with the SRA. I very much enjoy this multi-class racing, and as I was expecting, this track really makes a great racing, and I hope we can see this back in the official series much more often. And really just looking forward to the rest of the season with this series. Oh, also wish me luck with the Nürburgring. I've been assigned to a couple of stints in there with the Audi. So hopefully I don't crash the car.
Yeah, definitely wishing you all the best for that one, Sam. Definitely Nürburgring, tricky track, to say the least. You doing that in the Porsche or the Kia? Or the Audi?
No, I'm in the Audi R8.
Okay.
Also,
No, definitely.
wishing good luck for our colleagues in the Team Season 1. They will be running the MX5 with that. I believe it will be Tim Mawson, Konrad Menter, Ryan Walker, and maybe Clive Lawrence. Not sure.
No, definitely. So that just pretty much wraps it up. Thanks very much, Samili Kumo. My name's Scott Newton, and yeah, we'll definitely catch you next week for round number 13 of SimRacer's Asia Proto-GT Series at Brands Hatch. Coverage will start around 12:45 GMT or 8:45 PM Singapore Perth time, or 10:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. So definitely looking forward to that one, and we'll catch you next week.
outside contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.